First round man here from San Diego Comic-Con 2012. Kev here, Jeff, Aisha, Alan, and we're sitting around talking about movies versus video game, which will be more dominant in the future. Take it away.
Oh, I don't know what's going to happen. What's going to be more dominant in the future?
Predict the future.
Yeah.
Give us a Nostradamus kind of thing.
Because people are playing, kids are playing more and more
Wait,
games.
I say Alan's got it. Go, take it.
I know the future.
All right.
Oh my God.
The future is going to be
Die.
after we die. No, it's going to be all internet, of course. It'll be our big screen TVs. They're going to be hooked up into the internet, which they already are. But that when you watch something, there will be games within the TV show that are off of movies. It's all going to be one thing. You can click on a thing in, like somebody's watching a TV show inside the TV show you're watching. You can click on that TV and watch what they were just watching and go inside and inside and inside.
He is pulling it from the air, man. He's literally, he's like had a vision
Futurist,
of
right
the
there.
future and pulled it from a window. Are you back? Are you back?
I'm back.
You know it's weird, man. I
Jumping
watched the movie Big recently with Tom Hanks. At one point, thank you. I'm always relevant. There was a scene where he's, it's in the late
Playing the
'80s.
piano.
Well, that happened, but they're trying to put together this game where they're like, it's a comic books mixed with a game, and you make the choices, and that was the big development. I watched that movie, and I was like, man, one day that'll happen. It never happened, but now we live in that world, man, where those games are actually the fulfillment of that promise.
Yeah.
I think you're right, and I hope you're right. That's amazing. You could be watching something. That'd be so smart for marketing alone. Plus, it would make you happy. You know, at the end of the day, you're watching a show, and there's always like a moment in
never
the
ends.
show.
Yeah.
You could click in and play the mini game within the mesh show, and then pause that, go back to it. I want to live in the Tudyk future, man. The future where there's nothing but Tudyks.
And thank you. Me too. There will also be, because you're so distracted by many things when you're watching, I was thinking about this on television. There's actually a company that does this called Fourth Wall, where the character gets a phone call, you get a phone call. You can listen to that side of the phone call.
Or you get a text message from a character.
You get text
or something like
This
that.
is happening?
They
Yeah.
send you emails, like they get you send an email and like
That's great.
another
Sort of like an
character.
ARG, like those alternate
Yeah,
reality games,
yeah,
that
yeah.
it crosses over to the movie or the game. Or there was a game years ago, EA did this game called Majestic, where you literally would be interacting with a character in the game. They say, we'll give you a call when we're ready to move forward, and then you get a call on your home phones, and they give you like a voice message and say, come back to the game. We got
That's
something
where
to tell
I
you.
want to live, man.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
And
no
could
one's
they
done
do
that
it
in
for
a while.
any game? Like, could they
Yeah.
do it for an EA sports game?
Sure,
Can I
yeah.
get a call from a hockey player?
Yeah,
I'm in the
call
middle
from
of a
the
game
coach.
on the
Yeah,
ice, and all of a sudden
You
they
did a
stop
great job
the game.
today, Kevin.
Brodeur is just like, thanks for support, all your support. And I'm like, thanks. That'd be amazing.
And in that moment, you'll believe that's actually Brodeur and he's actually speaking to you.
Yes, I'll buy it. I believed in Santa up until like 10 minutes ago. I saw 10 of them
We're
outside.
already kind of engaged in a lot of second screen stuff now, all right? And I feel like
Second screen. Man, she's the queen
That's
of
the
lingo.
buzzword.
Is that, where'd you get that?
That's what
Second
it's-
screen.
Second screen
It's
experience.
like you'll be watching a show like Game of Thrones, and then there's a kind of either there right now there are these kind of modular add-ons. Like here's a little behind the scenes moment of how we shot this scene, or here's this actor talking about what it was like. I feel like it still feels a little tacked on, a little chimera, but I feel like in the future it will be seamless. The point is, though, these second screen experiences have to be as robust as the first screen ones. It can't. So many times these extended things just feel like junk that they scooped up off the floor when they were cutting the primary.
It's bonus. We're still in the mindset of the Laserdisc or DVD bonus, where it's just like, oh, this is for the nerds that care how this kind of thing is put together. But what they're discovering is that's everybody.
Right.
And I guess like the idea of the second screen experience is, if the main platform ain't doing, it's like going to like a Lollapalooza. It's like, well, the main platform's supposed to be great, but like I like the sideshow over here, so I'm gonna check this out. That's kind of the way like I digest media now. Like I'll watch a movie on my laptop's open, movies here. I'm working on Twitter here. I got an iChat window open here, and I'm working on email. So that is kind of
Where's the porn fit into all?
later on. Once I'm done with my work.
They all tab over to that. Right?
I got an imagination. I don't need porn. I imagine I'm thin and.
I also feel like MMORPGs are going to take over too. I mean, I've never played World of Warcraft because I'd like to do things.
Well, you get so hooked on that stuff, and it takes
Oh my
so
God,
much
there's
time.
something
It's
that
never
you're
ending.
like, that's beneath me.
That's too much.
Right.
No, it is. I mean, that's like you literally. I mean, in some ways, those people don't see as many movies, you don't see as many TV shows because they're so immersed in this stuff. And it's like that's where you wonder, is like, are people going to start consuming less linear entertainment?
Well, what do you want more for your
Well, they
kid,
already
actually?
are,
Do you
aren't
want
they?
your kid to be sitting there watching the same movie over and over again? Or do you want them to be having a gaming experience where at least they're somewhat more involved? I mean, the two are very passive acts, don't get me wrong. I'm not like playing a video game is just like go and play football. Not at all.
That's somewhat social though. If
between
you're
the two,
online
it is
talking to
very
people.
social. When you're watching a movie,
plasma rifle playing football.
yes. And when you watch a movie, generally socialization comes afterwards. In the movie,
Yeah.
they don't want you to talk. But while you're in the midst of gaming, you could still relate to people and build friendships. There are people I know who don't know people in the real world, but man, they live with these cats, and that's just as important. Because you want to keep these people off a rooftop with a real plasma rifle.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Although, man, a real plasma rifle would be so
Wouldn't
awesome.
that be dope?
It's coming one day. Alan, is that in the future?
Badly.
Yes, it is.
See it.
Yes, yeah.
Pull it, Tudyk. Pull it from the future. Another prediction for
It's a
Tudyk.
glass over like Quado.
I know, I love
Wait a
it.
minute, in the future.
Get your ass tomorrow. All three.
What are umbrellas like in the future, Alan?
But umbrellas, this is a plasma rifle review. And a cell phone. It's all
Security detail for Aisha right here. So Kevin, when you think about like stuff you want to create in the future,
Yes.
do you get excited about like games? Where do you think you want to go?
Well, when I think about stuff in the future that I could create that would make me excited, stuff like eternal life or a way not to die, and I can't create those things.
Once you get-
So next up, games.
Yeah, exactly.
Things to pass the time. I remember a long time ago. This is going back to 1994. We took Clerks to Japan, Tokyo. They had a Sundance Tokyo Film Festival, and while we were there, again, primitive. Everyone had their early cell phones. They were all playing these like Tamagotchi type games where they were like taking care of these little creatures.
Oh, little
that
pets and stuff, right? Yeah, yeah.
Very much so. And I was just like, why do you guys do it? But what is this? And they were in it way before us. They discovered like life doesn't have to be boring.
Yep.
Like anytime I got free time, I could be living right here. So it's weird to see now, like nearly 20 years later, like it finally caught up to me where I'm like, that's what I want to be. Like I have no free time anymore. I'm never bored. I'm never lonely because you just open up a phone or put in a game and bam, you're off and running.
All right, guys, it's time for commercial break, but Kevin and I will be back after this with more bonus round.